Homo sapien profugo te tubus is not the only species of humanoid in the northwest United States. The roar of the Homo sapien collectus auscultum can be detected high in the distance. BBFTT. Mr. BB. Benson Brooks Ford, Tesla, and Toyota spacesuit sales in outer Boca Chica, Texas, right here on Barsoom Avenue, is your place to gear up for your trip to space. Came the slick sales slogan in all too familiar sing-song tone from the flat screen display centered against the far side of the vaulted ceiling. A variety of spacesuits and accessories neatly displayed around the sales lobby represented the samples of the better end of the inventory sheet on Buddy's desk. Buddy Brooks being the son of Benson Brooks, the founder of the company, along with his sisters Betty Brooks, Brenda Richardson Brooks, and the sundry teenage children of the three, helped the venerable, much-loved Mr. Benson Brooks to run the company. Mr. Benson Brooks, despite his handsome, energetic, and now famous figure in the many commercials that on occasion featured large animals and custom-fitted spacesuits, was now a much older and slower old mechanic, sitting in a dusty, cluttered desk in the machine shop at the back of the lot. A large photo of a young blonde woman in a skin-tight compression-style spacesuit centered behind his desk. A clutter of odd items from the many projects over the years on shelves or attached to the wall around the image. Today he is asleep with a cold cup of coffee slowly slipping from his fingers. Bobby Brooks, the son of Buddy Brooks, banged his elbow running through the door to the old gritty office. Bobby B. "Hey, Baba, what you trying to do, break your favorite coffee mug?" Bobby B. griped, his voice marked with the epitome of New York banter. Grabbed the greasy mug as it fell from his grandfather's fingers, his accent evident residue of his summers in upstate Northeast with his grandmother on his mother's side, Miss Betty Bartelson. Mr. Benson opened his eyes wide in the brief confusion of a man his age, waking suddenly as if from a fast-fading dream. Mr. BB. "Start a new pot of coffee, will you, boy?" Bobby B. "Got it, Baba." The two were a set since Mr. BB's wife died. The boy, only having just turned 12 this year, had spent his life in the shop with his grandfather, running errands and passing messages to the employees on little slips of yellow paper in the ancient way few followed these days. Baba liked it that way, so that's the way it stayed. The office was old and battered with oily finger stains around the doorknobs and light switches. All of the walls and features were of wood paneling. A long dead ficus tree in the corner next to a dilapidated leather couch that was once a very fancy, expensive feature was now the big dog Doug's favorite place to sleep. A picture hung behind the divan, a puppy in a spacesuit, a patch under the collar, Big Dog Doug. There had not been a door in the frame for so long, no one could have told when there might have been one. Outside was an open warehouse, 2 stories tall, inside with red steel I-beams and sheet metal walls and ceilings. The pallet shelves stood along all of the walls, except for the far end where 2 massive doors hung that had not been opened since a hopeful young man bought the place to start a spacesuit sales company. In the early days, people were coming and going from Luna on an almost daily basis. They went up with new gear and came back with banged up gear if they came back at all. Repairs were nearly as expensive as the suits back then, but now new suits left and almost no one ever came back, and if they did, they had suits made off-planet. These suits were valuable as they were typically better in design. The old man demanded his sales team try to trade for any suits that came from off-planet, but few were available. Still, he had managed to barter, beg, or blackmail the occasional occupant out of his old gear every now and then. And that's just a sample from the book I'm working on. Thank you very much for listening. The local wildlife is understandably cautious around the dangerous Profugo te tubus and competitive with other members of the local wildlife. darted just into camera range to quickly snatch a peanut or tasty corn chip rich in protein and salt. The intrepid squirrel darts away at the slightest sign of danger.
This concludes this particular broadcast at this particular moment.